Hello everyone, my name is Doug Basset. I'm Senior Technical Instructor here at StormWind Studios. And one of the classes I really enjoy teaching is the AZ-104 class, which is the Microsoft Azure Administrator. The reason I like Azure is it changes all the time. They have newer technologies, newer clever things, and I get to show that stuff every time I teach a class. There's always at least one thing that's new. The problem with that is there's always something new in Azure. So if somebody gets this AZ-104 exam, it's normally a 2-year exam. It's good for the certification is good for 2 years. How do I know if that person has the latest and greatest information? And the industry leaders met with Microsoft. Microsoft got with them, and they talked about it. And Microsoft says, oh, I know. What we will do is we will make them renew the certification, every single year for the role-based certifications, as well as the technology specialties like Exchange Online, Microsoft 365. We'd want to do that. And the industry said, wow, that sounds like a great idea. And then when everybody heard about it, they're like, what do you mean? You're telling me that every year I have to go in and retake all of my certification exams? Oh, just the role-based ones and the technology specialist? That sounds like a lot of them. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And so everybody was all freaking out. So back in December of 2020, Alex Payne, who happens to be the general manager of Microsoft's Global Learning Group, Global Technology Learning, he put out a post up on techcommunity.microsoft.com, and he says, hey, before you all, show up with pitchforks and torches, these exams, these renewals are free. So the last 6 months, let's say that I have a certification that's good for 2 years, or I have a certification that's good for a year, whatever it is, the last 6 months, so 6 months from today, it's going to expire, I can go in and I can take these renewal assessments. And one of the nice things is that Microsoft will send me emails saying, hey Doug, your certification's about to expire, log into your Microsoft Learning dashboard and take the assessment. And you can take the assessment as many times as you want. It doesn't cost you anything. Let's say that I take it today and I wasn't paying attention. Maybe my allergy medication kicked in, whatever, and I failed it. I can take it again immediately. Boom, away you go. And then, hey, I'm still under my allergy medication and I failed it again. Then Microsoft is going to say, all right, slow down there a little bit. We're going to have you wait 24 hours before you can, take it a couple times tomorrow. So you can take it as many times as you want, but it has to be within that 6-month window. Also, your certifications, if you are, in the pipeline and it's one of the identified certifications, you can't renew it while you're still certified by taking the exam again, because you can't take it while you're already certified. Also, if for whatever reason Microsoft puts out a beta exam for a certification you already have, which would be kind of weird, beta exams also will not renew certifications. You have to take these renewal assessments in order for that to work. Now, this is the announcement. He announced it in December. They updated it in January of 2021. So it's not just Azure that's constantly being updated. But this is the announcement. But I want to see what the official stuff is. So where do I go to get the official documentation from Microsoft? I go to docs.microsoft.com. docs.microsoft.com. And inside of docs.microsoft.com, what I want to do is I want to search for renew my certification. Renew certification. And right off the top, here is the documentation. It shows me how I can renew the certification, as well as all the great information that's in there. So every 6 months, they hand out an exam. 6 months later, they are going to put out the assessments, and then you have that last 6 months of wherever your certification is going to expire. You have to pass the assessments then. Let's say that I have an expert level certification, that it has a couple of associate exams that I had to pass. If one of those expires, I don't lose my expert level. I don't. But all of those associate certifications I have that leads up to that expert, I need to pass each one of those renewals, each one of those evaluations every 6 months. So you gotta pass them all individually. Now, when you pass it, then it extends your drop dead date on your certification a year. Not from the time that you take the exam. So let's say that mine is going to expire December and I take it in June. because I got to be within that 6-month window. It will not extend it at 6 months or a year from June. What it'll do is my certification expired December. It would extend it for a year past December. So it always extends it past your certification end date. It doesn't do it past the time that you do your renew. And you can bring it in there anytime that you like. Now, if you've already taken the exam, let's say, for example, I've already passed the AZ 104 and I'm good for 2 years, you're still good for 2 years. But if you take the exam after June, so June 1st, 2021, then the exams are only good, or the certifications are only good for a year, but you could take these renewals and these renewals and the renewal and the renewal every, within the last 6 months and renew it for a year and then wait till the last 6 months and renew it for a year and so on and so on and so on. And then you'd be able to maintain that. So you don't have to take the full exam. It's mostly just testing the changes to make sure that you have all of the latest and greatest information that's on there. And Microsoft will even notify. They'll, within 60 days of your or 90 days within, 3 months within your expiration, they'll send you an email that says, hey, by the way, you've only got 90 days. And then at 60 days, they'll say, oh, by the way, you've only got 60 days. And then at 30 days, oh, by the way, so that they'll keep you informed. And what they'll do is they'll say, hey, your certification's starting to expire. You need to log into your dashboard and link that or renew that certification. Okay, so how do I find the dashboard? Well, I'm going to Google it. I'll say MICROSFT-LEARNING-DASHBOARD, and we'll see what we can find. Microsoft certification or Microsoft Learning Dashboard. This will just take me all the certifications. This is the help. This is the learning paths. How do I download my certificates? None of that's useful. But look at this thing. Certification Dashboard, aka Microsoft. Wow, that seems like a spear phishing attack, right? Oh yeah, click on me. I'm Microsoft. Yeah, come on in. By the way, what's your social security number? Oddly enough, this is the actual link. Now, if you wanted to know the path, what you do is you go up to Microsoft.com/ENUS learning and then dashboard. Now, I have it so that it remembers me. That's my little graphic there. So it'll automatically log me in. But you need to log in by clicking on this and saying, hey, log in. You need to log in with the username, the Microsoft account that is linked to your certificates, your Microsoft Certified Professional ID, and then you log in here. Now, that's not all. This is step one, and it'll tell you, oh, by the way, you're within the, I'm actually past this a little bit, but you need to, by September 19th, 2021, you have to pass this assessment. Now, to renew this assessment, it's not just enough to click here. One of the weird things that you have to do is you have to hook your Docs account, your docs.microsoft.com account, into your Microsoft Learning account. You got to hook them all together because your renewals are actually tracked by your Docs account for whatever reason. I never even knew that I had a Docs account, and normally I don't, so I have to link them together. So this is what I do. I've logged into the Microsoft dashboard, so I know that I have the right account. Then what I do while that's still open, or I could do it separately, I would go to docs.microsoft.com, just like I did before, docs.microsoft.com. But since I am logged in with this account here, what docs.microsoft.com will do is they'll say, well, you're already logged in on this tab. Let's go ahead and log you in at Docs. And so I could do sign in, or depending upon what's going on, it may allow me to just log directly in. So in this case, it didn't remember it, but what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sign in real quick using my info, and you need to log in with the one that you have that Microsoft recognizes. So I'll do that real quick. And then I will sign in. And now you can tell that you're signed in because it has the little dude on there. And if I drop this down, it'll show me my profile and my logins and all that. But I've logged in into Docs. So now I have, and it's the same account. And that's the key part. Whatever you logged in on your dashboard to get to your certifications, and you know that, I always do this one first because it'll tell me if I have those renewals. Then you log into Docs. you log in with the same account, and on this account, you know, it's kind of weird here, but on this account, what you want to do is you want to drop it down, and you want to grab your profile. Inside of your profile, what you do is you select certifications. You grab that one, and then you want to hook your Docs account to your certification profile in Learning. And what you do is you click on it right here. And because I'm using the same account in Docs that I have in Learning, that will link it to you. And then once you have Docs linked, I can go to my certification dashboard, and now they're all linked. I can click on here, and then I can go and do the process to take the certification. But if you go in and you look at the procedures, so actually let me go back to Docs, and I will say docs.microsoft.com, and I will say renew my Microsoft certification, R-E-N-E-D-U, M-I-C-R-O-S-S-T-C-R-T-I-F-I-C-A-T-I-O-N, certification. What this does is it goes through and it shows you, these are all of the different classes that you need to do this for, all the different certifications, and you'll see that, you know, Azure, it doesn't cover the fundamentals. You don't have to renew fundamentals because fundamentals doesn't ever expire, but you got to do Azure. You got to do Microsoft 365, so Messaging Administrative Associate, Security Associate, you got to do that. Dynamics, all that other good stuff, they are all in there. So they'll say log into the dashboard, and you have to connect your Docs to Microsoft, and they don't teach you how to do that. So again, log into Docs, go up into here, look into your profile, and click that link, and then it will hook them all together for you. So you are going to have to renew these every year. Every year. If you have one that's 2 years long, within the last 6 months of it, you can go ahead and renew it then. And the good news is that in our live classes, I go in just before the class starts and then go in and find out what the new stuff is. And so you have the latest and greatest stuff there. But Microsoft also provides you inside your dashboard when you're going in and doing a renewal. They will have extra lessons, they will have videos, they will have, you know, all sorts of little things that you can use to make sure that you're ready for the latest and greatest assessment that's in there. So Microsoft certifications are great to have. If you do have any questions about this or, you know, anything else, feel free to email me, doug.bassett@stormandlive.com. I do recommend that you come into our classes, but hey, you know, even if you're not in our classes and you have questions, feel free to email me. But I do hope to see you in a class really soon. Have a good one.